How's it going, everybody? I watched the movie the other day. I wanted to go see this movie back when it came out in the theaters, but I didn't get a chance to go see it. And I said to myself, I know it's one of those movies I really want to go see, but I didn't go see it. So it was Saturday night, and I decided to buy it digitally. It was kind of expensive because it was digital. Digital was the rent was $19 and some cent, and then the buy was $24 and some cent. So, I said, it's the weekend, I don't go out anymore, so I'll go ahead and buy it. It's called Heretic. And this movie is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. Even when I watched the previews back before it was available to stream on these streaming services, it's it you can't get a physical copy until I think January or February or something like that. But I decided to buy it, and it it is everything I thought it was going to be. It's a hour, it's a 112 minutes, and it's a suspense and horror. And you know, when I'll read the plot synopsis and we'll go from there. When missionaries knock on Mr. Reed's door, they become unwitting pawns into his malevolent game. With Hugh Grant delivering a chilling performance, he did a tremendous job. He did a really good job in this movie. Hugh Grant's a good actor anyway. He used to be a ladies' man back in the day when he was younger. When he was younger, you guys ought to get some pictures of him when he was younger. He was a leading ladies' man. He played that ladies' man role back in the day. But these girls, they knock on the door, and there's these chicks from they're the Mormon chicks, and they so he invites them in, and man, when he invites them in, what gets me about this movie though, by me studying the Bible, he brought out like he brought out the two chicks that was in uh, Sophia Thatcher and Chloe East. They were the two chicks, and this movie didn't drag. It actually took off like it was supposed to. I was just shocked because I didn't think it was going to be able to. Uh, I didn't think it was going to be able to. But I decided to watch it late at night, and I fell asleep. And when I fell asleep, I woke up. I was like, "Oh man, you kidding me like that?" I said to myself. So then I sat there and I was like, what you need to. This is the A24, by the way. This is an A24. I'm really liking some of the stuff A24 is putting out, but I said to myself after I got done watching this movie, I knew I should have went to the theater to go see this movie. Even though I bought this movie digitally, I think I'm gonna own it physically. It's one of those movies I know I'll watch again. But it's so weird because he starts questioning them about their faith, you know. And some of the questions he was asking, at first they was kind of like, you know, but he this house that he had him in was just it had all kinds of levels in it. And he uh he brought out all these Bibles, man. And then he brought out this game, it was called Monopoly. And he was trying to show them that the person that made Monopoly went to this other person that had a game that was called something different. And they went back and made the same game and got patented and made lots of money off of it. But he was trying to tell them about the difference between all these different Bibles and stuff. It is Hugh Grant did a good job in this movie. He did a good job, and the girls did a good job. These two young chicks, man, they did a really good job. And you know, yeah, God, I knew that I would like this movie. Well, anyway, he starts questioning their faith and stuff, and they're still asking him, "Where's your wife?" Because this house was like a maze when you go, like when they figured out that he was holding them captive, and he was talking about you can leave, but he says you can leave, but he had two doors called believe and non-belief or something like that. He was asking them some very uncomfortable questions. They knew something wasn't right about them, but I said to myself, man. But they tried to leave and the door was locked, and that's when they finally started realizing something was wrong. And then when they asking can they leave, he said, yeah, but you have to go out these one or two doors. And I think one had non-believer or belief or something. It was this movie was really good. It is a great performance, man, by all three people in this movie. What gets me though, he had these. So obviously, one it didn't turn out real well for these girls. It didn't, and they what you have to watch this movie. It was really well made. It was really well made. It was A24, man. They never they see surprise. But anyway, they go downstairs because they want to get out, but he won't let them out because they won't lock them out. But what gets me, man, they were two feminine little chicks, man. So he probably could have overpowered them, but those two chicks, man, they I said, I wonder what happened if they would both just attacked him to see what happened. But I don't know. He probably would have overpowered him, but they decided to go down these doors, and then when they get down there, they get these. They found this half dead woman down there, but she was alive, and then and then he made her eat this stuff. It was a weird, creepy movie. But again, A24, man, they know how to make these movies, man. They really do. But as the movie progresses, man, because he was he was trying to see what their faith was like. But I'm like, but when the movie progresses and stuff, because he ends up, you know, killing one of these chicks. And I was like, damn, he actually killed her. Because I thought both these girls was going to get away. But actually, only one got away. But the one that I thought he killed ended up saving the one because he was getting ready to kill that one. But he was a pretty bloody guy. Some of the stuff that he was doing, there was some blood scenes in here, but they didn't go overboard. But they did a good job. It kept me going, you know. And I said to myself, this is why I wanted to go see this movie, because I knew that I would actually like this movie, and I did. He brought out the Mormon book, he brought out the Holy Bible book, he brought out uh, the I think the Muslim book. They all got their own different versions of their own Bible. The Holy Bible is one I read, and he had all these books, and he was telling them about what's the difference between each one of them, and they were starting to get uncomfortable. Then one girl held a secret from one of those girls, because he when he sliced that girl right here and she fainted, and then he cut her arm open, and then he goes, oh, that's a vein, and then he pulled out, she had a birth control that she had planted in her arm, but she didn't tell her friend that. So she was, you gotta watch this movie, because there was a lot of things he was trying to figure out how their faith was. My biggest thing was, there was a part where, when she kept going down, she kept going through these doors, and she kept going through these doors. And when she came to this last door, there was this lock. And she recognized the lock. It was the lock that was to their bikes when they rode up there. So when he said, I'm going to check the pie, he came back, he was a little wet. And then she told him, later on in the movie, she goes, I realized you went outside and hit our bikes, because one of the people from the Mormon church followed their tracks to where they was going. What I mean by tracks, they keep like a journal of each house they're going to go visit, and that was the last one they're going to visit. The guy knocked on his door, and he goes, he said, I seen him earlier, but that's it. He lied to him because he had him stuck downside in that. But this house had all kind of stuff down there. But when she came down to the last door, she had a key, and it was the key to their lock. That's when she recognized it. And then she unlocked the thing, and there was these chicks in these cages. But I'm watching this movie saying to myself, what are you supposed to be doing with these girls in these cages? They look like they were about half starved or something. I don't know how he's keeping them alive. So my thing was, where'd all these girls come from? Well, these girls from other churches or people that just knocked on his door? Because she was like looking at him and saying, I'm sorry for what's going on with you and all that. He cut one girl's finger off and all that. And she goes, why you got all these girls here? He goes, cause they want to be here. Hugh Grant did a excellent job with this movie. He did good, but these two girls also did a great job as well. And I tell you, man, this was I see now why I liked this movie. I see why I like this movie. I know now why I wanted to go see this movie, and it's God, it's just good. It keeps you, you know, it's not a slow burn either. I mean, as soon as they get inside that house, man, it just takes right off. I mean, I thought, I sit there and I was like, I wonder what's going on when he sits down and everything like that. But these two girls did such a good job, and then Hugh Grant did a good job. This is a good, I was thinking about this. This movie couldn't cost too much money because it was only shot like in that area. A24 knows how to. A24 they definitely know how to make movies, man. They really do. But yeah, this is gonna go in my collection because even though I own it digitally, it's gonna go in my collection. But man, it's God. I was sitting there, man. 'Cause what happened? I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was like, man, you gotta be kidding me. I knew I was gonna fall asleep. Oh, Lee, come on. I said to myself. Because it's past my schedule. So I'm so used to going to sleep at a certain time. I sit there and I was like, I'm gonna turn it off, I'm going to bed. And I was like this, was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and finish this movie. So I reared up, got my head together, I was like, I'm gonna watch the rest of this movie. So we wind back to where I nodded off and then I just stayed with it. And it's a good movie. Yeah, I love the way it was shot. I love the way it was inside this area. I just love the color palette. I just love everything about this movie. I knew that this is one of those movies that I was wanting to go see at a theater and I didn't go see it. But now I'm glad that I own it on digital and I'm going to get this on physical. So check it out, Heretic. Have you guys seen Heretic? It's a very, very, very good movie. And it's an A24. Now, A24, man, they do some good stuff. But Heretic, check it out when you get a chance. Or did you see it? We'll see. God bless.